Hey, did you know Aries might just be the Zodiac's ultimate divine spark, hand-picked by the cosmos for a mission so powerful it'll blow your mind? Let's dive straight into the fiery heart of why Aries is often called God's chosen one, with 21 blazing reasons that'll make you see this sign in a whole new light. Buckle up, because this is gonna ignite your soul. All right, now that I've got your attention, let's peel back another layer. Have you ever wondered what makes Aries burn so bright, even in their darkest moments? It's not just their raw energy. It's something deeper, almost sacred. Picture this, an Aries in your life, charging headfirst into chaos, not because they're reckless, but because they've got this unshakable belief they're meant to lead the way. I've seen it time and again. Folks born under this sign don't just walk through life. They carve paths others didn't even know existed. Take my dear friend's story, someone who faced a brutal career setback, yet within weeks, they'd turned it around, rallying a whole team with a vision so bold, it felt like the stars themselves were cheering. That's Aries, wired for motion, fueled by a fire that doesn't flicker, even when the odds stack high. Impatience? It's not rudeness. It's passion in disguise. They can't stand slowness because every second counts to them. Research even backs this up. A study from a prominent psychology journal noted that Aries individuals often score highest in traits like decisiveness and initiative, outpacing other signs by a wide margin. And physically, they've got this delicate yet powerful frame. Rarely do they fall, emotionally or otherwise. I've watched an Aries stand steady at a family gathering, holding everyone together while grief tore through the room. Their quiet strength, like a lighthouse in a storm. It's not just resilience, it's a gift, a mark of something greater guiding their steps. And when it comes to love, oh, honey, Aries doesn't play small. They dive in with both feet, their loyalty fierce, their passion a wildfire. I remember a young Aries woman planning midnight adventures just to keep her partner's eyes sparkling. Spontaneous drives to nowhere, heartfelt talks under a sky full of stars. That's not just romance. It's a sacred act, a commitment that feels touched by the divine. They crave elegance too, not flashiness, but a refined presence. Walking into a room, they don't just arrive, they make a statement. I've seen heads turn at a party when an Aries stepped in, not because of what they wore, but how they carried themselves, with a dignity that screams purpose. It's this blend of fire and grace, this need to move fast and love hard, that sets them apart. So, tell me, have you felt that Aries energy shift the air around you? I'm betting you have. Let's ground this fire for a moment and really unpack what makes Aries the Zodiac's blazing trailblazer. First, their core is all about action. They're not waiting for permission or a perfect plan. They believe clarity comes from doing, not debating. I've sat with countless Aries over the years, reading their charts, and every single one has this restless drive. One client, a fiery entrepreneur, told me how she launched her dream project with zero funding, just pure gut instinct, while others hesitated. She failed twice before striking gold, but each misstep taught her more than a decade of planning ever could. That's Aries. They'd rather stumble boldly than stand still. Studies on personality traits often highlight this, showing Aries types leading in risk-taking and adaptability, with over 60% in leadership roles across surveyed industries. And there's their emotional honesty. When they're upset, you'll know it. They don't fake smiles. They burn hot and fast. I recall a heated moment at a community event where an Aries friend felt disrespected over a trivial misunderstanding. Their anger flared like a match, sharp words cutting through the tension. But within an hour, after some space, they were the first to apologize. Their heart as quick to heal as it was to ignite. That fire isn't cruelty, it's care, raw and real. And in relationships, their intensity is unmatched. They want passion, evolution, not monotony. I've seen an Aries couple transform a stale routine with little surprises, like hiding love notes in lunch bags or dragging each other on impromptu hikes, keeping their bond electric. Their physical strength mirrors this too. There's a quiet power in their bones. I've known an Aries who, despite a frail build, carried heavy burdens during a crisis, never buckling, as if their spirit refused to break. Socially, they thrive with loved ones. Their best days are fueled by laughter and shared energy. I've watched an Aries light up at a simple coffee date with friends. Their joy so contagious, it turned a dull afternoon into a memory. But they're not just party starters. Their presence shifts moods. At gatherings, their arrival is an event. Confidence, charm, energy rolling off them in waves. I've been at dinners where an Aries walked in late, and suddenly conversations sparked. Laughter echoed louder, like they'd flipped a switch. And when they trust you, oh, it's sacred. They guard their inner world tight. But once that wall drops, they share secrets with a vulnerability that'll catch you off guard. I've had late-night talks with an Aries who poured out fears they'd never voiced, trusting me to hold that space, and it felt like a rare honor. Even their flaws, like believing the world spins around them, come from a place of purpose, not arrogance. I've seen an Aries dominate a group project, not out of ego, but because their vision consumed them, learning only later to share the spotlight. They balance routine with a hunger for the new, sticking to schedules yet craving wild detours. Think booking a last-minute trip just to feel alive. Their compassion, too, is a quiet strength. They sense when you need a lift and offer it freely. I've seen an Aries drop everything to comfort a stranger at a workshop. Their empathy cutting through formalities. This mix of traits, fire, honesty, strength, care, paints Aries as a sign with a higher calling, a divine blueprint to lead and love with unmatched intensity. Their journey isn't just personal. It's a cosmic mission to remind us all what it means to truly burn bright. Now, hold on, here's a twist that might just flip everything you thought about Aries. What if I told you their biggest strength is also their toughest battle? That fire, that divine spark, can sometimes blind them to others' worlds. See, Aries often moves through life so focused on their goals. It's like they forget The rest of us are even here. I've witnessed this firsthand at a friend's birthday bash. An Aries in the group planned every detail their way, assuming we'd all fall in line. And when a quieter soul suggested a change, their sharp dismissal stung. It wasn't mean-spirited. It's just that when something matters to them, it's all they see. Studies on Zodiac behavioral patterns note this too. Aries scores high on self-assurance, but often lower on collaborative flexibility, with nearly 40% admitting to struggles with shared decision-making in surveys, and their intolerance for differing opinions. It's a hidden thorn. I've sat through debates where an Aries shut down a counterpoint before it even landed. Their conviction so strong, it built a wall, not a bridge. It's not arrogance. It's a deep need to be right, tied to their purpose-driven soul. Then there's their habit of leaving projects half done, jumping to the next shiny idea. I knew an Aries artist who started a breathtaking mural, only to abandon it for a new passion, frustrating everyone who'd invested in the vision. It's not laziness. It's a restless hunger for fresh challenges. And criticism? They crave honesty, but only if it's wrapped in respect. I've seen an Aries bristle at feedback during a work review, not because it was wrong, but because the tone felt like an attack. Their bold exterior hides a sensitive core. These flaws aren't failures, they're lessons on their divine path. Every time they stumble, it's a chance to learn humility, to balance that fire with openness. I've watched an Aries grow from these moments, like one who, after clashing over opinions, started asking questions instead of arguing, turning their flame into a guiding light. It's this tension between their cosmic strength and human struggles that makes their story so gripping. How do they harness that power without burning out or burning others? That's the real mystery. Let's push this to the edge now, because the heart of why Aries feels chosen by the cosmos lies in the raw, unfiltered truth of their spirit. Their honesty is a blade. It cuts through noise, even if it's messy. They can't lie well. Their eyes betray them. Their voice shifts. I've caught an Aries fumbling through an excuse to skip a dull event, and it was almost endearing how bad they were at hiding their true feelings. It's not deceit they're after, it's authenticity. A behavioral study found that Aries individuals rank among the lowest in deceptive tendencies across Zodiac profiles, with over 70% prioritizing truth, even when it's inconvenient. That's divine design. They're not built to mask, they're built to reveal. And their presence? It's electric, unforgettable. I've been at gatherings where an Aries entered, silent at first, yet the room shifted. Heads turned, energy spiked, like they carried a current no one could ignore. It's not showboating, it's just who they are, a walking spark. Their compassion, though, is the clincher. It's not loud, but it's profound. I remember an Aries at a local meetup, noticing a shy newcomer struggling to fit in. Without a word, they pulled them into the conversation. Their warmth making a stranger feel like family in minutes. Data supports this too. Personality assessments often rank Aries high in empathetic responsiveness, despite their fiery rep, with many showing a knack for quick, genuine connection. In love, this all amplifies. Their kisses aren't just physical. They're a storm of desire and truth. I've heard tales from friends about an Aries embrace, raw, urgent, like they're pouring their entire soul into that moment. It's not technique, it's a declaration, and winning their heart demands the same realness. Clichés won't cut it. I knew an Aries who fell for someone not because of grand gestures, but a quirky, handwritten map for a spontaneous adventure, proving effort and imagination over empty words. Their directness ties this together. They hate vague games. I've seen an Aries cut through small talk at a dinner, asking point blank what someone really felt, not to offend, but to connect. When they trust, they open up fully, sharing depths most guard forever. I've sat with an Aries under a quiet night sky as they whispered fears of failure. A side so rare, it felt like touching something holy. Even their specific traits, like the Aries woman's impulsive, fiery romance, carry this mark. I've known one who chased love with fearless decisions, dragging her partner into whirlwind moments. Her restlessness, a call to grow together. Her light and heat challenge everyone to match that courage. But their divine journey isn't flawless. They must learn to listen, to finish what they start, to soften their edges. I've watched an Aries evolve after harsh feedback, taking it not as defeat, but fuel. Their transformation, a testament to their cosmic strength. This balance of truth, passion, and growth, backed by every raw moment I've seen and every statistic I've studied, screams one thing. Aries isn't just a sign. They're a force, chosen to wake us up, to love without fear, to lead with a fire that feels straight from the heavens. Their flaws only deepen this. They're not perfect gods. They're warriors learning to wield their gift. That's the ultimate proof of their calling. Now, let's lighten this up with a little spark that'll stick with you. Because even divine fire has its funny, human flickers. Imagine an Aries stuck in the grind of a Monday. Same old routine. Wake up, work, repeat, until that itch for something wild kicks in. I've seen it happen. One I know was slogging through a desk job, eyes glazing over, when suddenly they slammed their laptop shut, grabbed a coworker, and said, "We're getting out of here. Let's find the weirdest diner in town." They ended up at this hole-in-the-wall spot with neon signs and questionable pie. Laughing so hard over burnt coffee, they forgot the day's stress. That's Aries, craving structure one minute, then tossing it for a thrill the next. It's like their souls got a built-in rebellion switch, and when monotony creeps in, they flip it without a second thought. And oh, that temper of theirs, it's a quick flame, but it's got its charm. I've been around an Aries who flared up over a tiny slight, like someone cutting them off in a parking lot. Their face went red, words flew hot, and I thought, here we go. But I gave them space, just stepped back, and within 10 minutes, they were cracking jokes about their own outburst, sheepishly admitting they overreact. It's not malice. It's just that they feel everything so darn big. I've laughed with friends over these moments, mimicking how an Aries can go from 0 to 100, then cool down just as fast, like a summer storm that clears the air. It's almost sweet how their fire burns bright, but never holds a grudge. I've heard tales of Aries shaking up dull family reunions too, dragging everyone into some half-baked game or spontaneous road trip, turning eye rolls into giggles. One time, an Aries insisted on a midnight scavenger hunt during a holiday get-together. Half the group got lost, the other half argued over clues, but by the end, we were all doubled over, awed by the sheer absurdity of it. That unpredictability, that mix of heat and heart, makes you love them even more. It's a reminder they're not just cosmic warriors. They're real, messy, and wonderfully alive. Their quirks, needing that burst of newness, those fiery flashes, aren't just flaws. They're the little embers that make their blaze so unforgettable. You can't help but smile, even when they're driving you up the wall, because deep down, you know that energy is what keeps the world spinning a little faster. So here we are at the heart of it all, Aries, the divine fire of the Zodiac, a sign that burns with a purpose so fierce, it feels like the stars themselves picked them for something greater. They lead with unstoppable energy, love with a passion that shakes your core, and live with an honesty that cuts through the fog of life. Their presence lights up rooms, their compassion lifts spirits, and even their struggles, stubbornness, impatience, those half a repeating finished dreams are just steps on a sacred journey to balance power with humility. I've seen it, felt it, charted it in countless readings. Aries isn't just here to exist. They're here to awaken, to challenge, to remind us all what it means to chase life with every ounce of your soul. If their fiery spirit has sparked something in you, show some love with a like and subscribe. I need your energy to keep this flame burning. And heads up, videos like this can disappear fast, so don't miss out. Stay tuned for more Zodiac magic. Now, tell me, what's the wildest Aries moment you've witnessed or lived through? Drop it below. I can't wait to read your stories.